Only about 5% of the cases heard annually by the Supreme Court fall under its original jurisdiction. This means then that 95% of the cases reach the court on appeal. 30% of all cases involve questions of state law and therefore originate in the state courts. 60% involve questions of federal law and therefore originate in the federal courts. The fact that the overwhelming majority of the court's caseload falls under its appellate jurisdiction means that though the court cannot actively place particular social issues on its agenda in the manner that Congress or the President can, the court can pick and choose among the issues it wishes to address by determining which cases it will review on appeal. The court reviews only about 1% of the total number of cases in which appeals are filed, meaning that the court does indeed set its own agenda. How and why the court decides to review some cases and reject others has long been a matter of substantial scholarly interest. Often the court will pass over high-profile cases that casual observers might assume are obvious candidates for the Supreme Court's attention. This article from the Temple Daily Telegram in October of 2003 illustrates this point very well. The Supreme Court refused to review 3 cases followed closely by the popular news media. The cases of Terry Nichols, the convicted co-conspirator in the Oklahoma City bombing incident, Richard Jewell, the falsely accused Olympic Park bomber during the 1996 Summer Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia, and Dr. Jack Kevorkian, the physician whose practice included helping terminally ill patients commit suicide. The question about how the court decides to review a particular case is fairly straightforward. In most instances, it issues a writ of certiorari. A writ means a court order. There are writs of error, writs of habeas corpus, writs of prohibition, writs of quo warranto, and writs of certiorari. A writ of certiorari is an order from a higher court to a lower court to send the records of a case for review. It is important to note that issuing a writ of certiorari requires only 4 justices, a minority of the total of 9. The question of why the Supreme Court decides to review some cases and reject others is a much more interesting question, and many theories have been advanced in an effort to provide an answer. We will examine 2 such theories, merits consciousness and Q theory.